compare that to another case I had in which my client was charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. The deadly weapon was a vehicle, and my client had run over another guy with his car. Another guy almost died. So when I got to my client, he was terrified of going to prison, and he was asking me about posting bonds so that he could just get deported. He wanted to just go back to his country and not come back here because he was terrified of going to prison with the seriousness of these charges. For a minute, they thought that the other guy might not survive, and so it was even scarier at that point. But he did end up surviving, and I convinced my client that he should stay in jail and let me see what I can do and see if I can figure out a way to get him to stay in the country and not go to prison. The actual story here was that my client went to this location and he was ambushed by two guys with machetes who broke his windshield and the driver and passenger side windows. And as he was trying to escape, he got his car stuck in a ditch. And when he launched his car out of the ditch, he hit the one of the other guys and almost killed him. He stayed on the scene for EMS and law enforcement to arrive, but he didn't speak any English. So the other guy was the only one who told his story, which was a crazy story that made no sense. But they arrested my client on this other guy's story, and then they were prosecuting him. We got the evidence, and the evidence supported my client's story. And it did not at all support the alleged victim's story. We filed a demand for speedy trial. The prosecutor got really mad. I did it because I really wanted the case to go quickly because I was worried that if it went the normal 6 or 9 or 12 months that a felony case goes before we can get it to a trial, that he would eventually give in and post bond and I wouldn't be able to help him. Luckily, he didn't. The case did get dismissed eventually. And when the local jail called immigration, they said that was the only reason that they were holding him. And if he was innocent of that, then they were going to let him walk. And so he walked free. And a couple weeks ago, I saw him outside the Best Buy. He gave me a hug. He had his buddy take a picture of the two of us together, and he thanked me for saving his life. That wouldn't have happened if he had posted bond at any point prior to me getting that case dismissed. We wouldn't have been able to do that. Same is true if the young man who posted bond had listened to my advice and just stayed in jail for a few weeks longer. There's at least a chance that once his case was dismissed, he also would have walked out of the jail.